They don't have a kiss cam. Damn it. It's not a baseball game. Hello, welcome to TTK. 2 or 3 weeks ago now, we made a video of a tour of Wembley Stadium, which if you're living under a rock, is where BTS will be performing in 15 days time. You guys left so many questions underneath it that we were replying to a lot of them, and then I thought it would just make sense if we followed up with another video giving you all of the information we have available to us to make your life a little bit easier. We're going to go through a bunch of questions we've been asked and our answers to them. Hot. If you're new here and you haven't already, please press the subscribe button and the bell notification button so you get our post updates. And let's just jump straight into this video. First question that we got asked a lot, are you going? Yes, we are going, and we're going to be there on the first day. It's me, Nikki and Linda, my girlfriend, and we'll be in block 525. Which is up in the heavens. What you would have seen in the video if you have watched it, that there are no such things as bad seats in Wembley because the stadium designed so well, there's nothing blocking anyone's view. What are the bag requirements? Now, a lot of the tour has been tooting this thing about clear see-through bags, which is for security in America. You don't need a see-through bag. The only requirement, if you're attending the BTS gig in London, is that you have an A4 sized bag max. But they have the bag testers that you see at airports where they put them in to measure the size. They will do that. Yeah. So just make sure you've got the right size bag. Security is very tight at Wembley Stadium, and if you do take a bag, that will slow you down. So just bear that in mind. You can take a sealed bottle of water, you can take small quantities of food. I don't know what that means though. I don't know what's that? Sandwich, a pack of Smarties, biscuits. Let's talk about things that you can't take in. Don't bother with selfie sticks. You can't take those in. They obstruct people's view. That's the point of that. I think that was exactly the same with Theo too. I think all venues have a no selfie stick rule, which is amazing. Don't take batteries in. I don't know anyone that would just carry a spare battery, but you can take power banks. No poles. So if you're planning a routine, probably don't. A routine? Pole dancing? If you're buying merchandise at the venue, what they'll do is provide you a see-through bag with your merchandise in when you buy it at the counter. You don't need to worry about the merch. You don't need to worry about the merch, that'll be handled. If for any reason you need to take a bag for medical reasons, that's a different case and you just have to... We'll link to that here because I don't know anything about that. There are really merch stalls, like with any gig at Wembley Stadium, although the exact location hasn't been handed out, but there are permanent merch stands that we saw on tour. Yeah, Wembley, my understanding is, this hasn't been written down, confirmed anywhere, but there will be merch available somewhere on the outside of the venue for queues, and then there'll be like mini merch stalls throughout the actual venue. That's what I think is going to happen. There's not been any official word on that. There are water fountains available at the venue, and can I just say, a world record number of toilets. 2,200 toilets. So I don't know how many water fountains that equates to, but if there's one per toilet, there's going to be at least, you know. Binoculars are allowed. Good, because we're going to need them. I'm going to need something where I'm sitting. Cameras, you can take cameras. So we went to the 80s concert and vlogged, and we almost didn't vlog because as we went in the main entrance, a venue that we've never had issue with before, we had this camera. This is our Sony RX100, and we have a little tripod stand here that you can sort of prop up. They nearly stopped us because it had an accessory, so maybe just take the point and shoot if you've got one. Steer clear of DSLRs. Yeah. If your mum and dad or yourself have got a fancy camera, like the one maybe we're filming on, don't risk taking it. No live streaming. You're not allowed to live stream, no surprise there. Who's gonna have time to do that, and also who's gonna have the internet connection? Oh yeah. Though I did sneak the password, so we went to the changing rooms and I snuck a password. I'm not gonna put that on here because I'm not a douchebag, but I don't think it will read. If you pay enough. Related to cameras, yes, we will be vlogging. I don't know what we're vlogging yet, but most definitely will be the day there. I don't like to be disrespectful by filming too much. 1 or 2 performances is fine, but literally people film 2 hours worth of content, which I thought was kind of out of order. Banners, obviously for army time, everyone likes to take in their banners and they're normally handed out by some generous armies. Wembley first encourages you to do this outside of the venue, whereas at the O2, they seem to be on the seats when people sat down. They do recommend that they aren't any bigger than A3, which is 2 sheets of A4. There's been a few questions online about the seating plan. Viagogo, which is a ticket reseller website, I think it's owned by Ticketmaster. They've got the seating plan, or a seating plan. Do you know if it's accurate? Well, they wouldn't be selling tickets if it wasn't. It's essentially a little village watching BTS perform. I'm so ready to see all of the army bombs. A little village? Well, 90,000 people is a good village, isn't it? It's a town. I'd say that 30,000 people maybe is a village. I think we're going to get into the specifics a bit. They're so dirty. What time should you arrive? Our experience was at the O2 venue, and I don't think O2 were prepared for this on the first day because they didn't expect so many people to turn up and just enjoy the atmosphere. So what we did for the O2, and this is what I'm planning to do for this because again, it's a seated venue. Show started at 8, I think we turned up 7:30 or maybe 7 o'clock, 7:15, and we were totally fine. We walked in and walked to our seats, but I think the Wembley Stadium doors open at 4:30. In fact, I know they do. I would recommend you get there after 4:30 because it's seated. So if you get there at 4:30, you will be in a queue. No one's taking your seat. But I get that people want to be in the atmosphere. On that note, actually, you cannot camp. Camping, not camp. You will be moved on, just like the O2, it's private land. The great thing is that you've got, as you saw in our previous video, the box park, you've got loads of restaurants, you've got the outlets nearby, there is a lot of food available and shops, so you're not going to be stuck with stuff to do during the day, and there's more space around Wembley than there is the O2 because obviously North Greenwich is quite a small location. Yes, there are multiple doors to Wembley Stadium. We're using entrance P, for example. Right around the other side. Yeah, I think, so where we went in, where we went in the video was the north entrance, which is the Bobby Moore entrance. We have to go to the other side of the building to entrance P, oh my god, to get to our thing. Which is great though, because it means that not everyone's going in through the same door like they were at Wembley. Did you know Wembley is a kilometre circumference? Did you know that? What? It's a kilometre round. Let's talk about trains. You do not need an Oyster card. I repeat, you do not need an Oyster card. I haven't used one in years. What you do need is a contactless payment card. Where's mine? I've got a Monzo debit card that I can tap in and out of. Any contactless bank card will work, but you just need to make sure that your provider knows that you're using it on the London Underground. If you're travelling from abroad, definitely let your bank know that you'll be using your contactless card in London. There are 3 stations nearby. When we visited in our video, we went from Wembley Park Station, which is on the Metropolitan and Jubilee line. You can use Wembley Stadium, which is on the Chiltern, which is an overground line. Or if you fancy a bit of a walk, which I know sounds a bit lame after a concert, you can go to Wembley Central. And at the end of a Wembley show, you could be waiting half an hour to 40 minutes to actually get on the train if you get stuck in the queue. No way of avoiding this. Let's talk about that. People are asking, how long does it take to get home? If you're leaving a gig with 60 to 90,000 people, let's just assume that it's going to take you at least half an hour to get to the train platform. Yeah, I'd probably allow it to 45 minutes to an hour. Taxis are a no-go. Just don't even try and use the roads after a Wembley show. Even Wembley SSE, yeah, when we left the SSE for, I think it was Teen Awards 2 years ago, we were waiting for a long time to get a car because they just can't get near. Yeah, that's what I would say. My number 1 piece of advice if you're going to get a taxi or an Uber or anything is to walk maybe 15-20 minutes away and then try and get one because otherwise that's what we did. Yeah. Let's talk weather because I'm psychic. In June you're probably looking around 18 to 20 degrees. Sunset is about 9 PM. You're welcome. That's when it starts getting dark. But some bad news. Might thunderstorm on the second day. On the first day it's just heavy cloud. But one thing you need to remember, Wembley Stadium has a roof. Also, that means halfway through the show that it will start getting dark and the sea of army bombs will be lighting up like the most magical thing ever. Let's talk about the LG photo booth. It hasn't actually been officially confirmed that it's going to be there. BTS Tour London, who did quite a lot for the O2 gig, have shared some information from previous the LG photo booths at different tour dates. What if you're coming from outside of London and you've got bags? Here's a fun tip. Yeah. Oh, am I saying it? Yeah, sure. We had a comment on, I think it was our community tab post, where somebody said, what if we're travelling from insert place here and we have more than an A4 bag? So I don't know if this will work, but it's something to consider. If you go into a hotel, disclaimer. Oh yeah, disclaimer. You try this. Responsibility for this. Yeah, try this at your own risk. If you go into a hotel, go to the concierge and ask to leave a bag. They might not ask if you're a customer there. They might charge you. I would just walk from the counter as if I'm checking out, and so I just want to drop my bags, pick them up later. But don't. We didn't tell you to do this. The day itself, when we went to the O2 gigs, everyone seemed to be there all day, which was unprecedented. That's never been the thing before. So O2 on the second day had to allow people into the arena earlier just because it was so busy. It actually messed up our plans for our little pre-show gathering thing we did. Thanks BTS for being so popular. People went in 3 hours earlier than normal. There is a curfew around Wembley Stadium. I think it's 10:30, and I think the show will probably finish about 10. And all that means is don't be hanging around outside Wembley after the show's finished because people do live in Wembley Park. Like it's a residential area, so leave. Somebody actually said, what can we do after the concert's finished? I get it, you'll be buzzing. Maybe you're starving because you've not eaten since midday. Maybe we should make some videos on that. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in seeing some videos on restaurants that are nearby. I know we made one at Ping Pong, I think it was called. Yeah, there's a Ping Pong restaurant nearby which is not Korean food, but they have kimchi. They have Korean inspired dishes. Obviously, it is Ramadan during when the tour is over here. Please make sure everyone, regardless if it's Ramadan for you or if you're not managing to eat during the day because you're so busy, please stay hydrated. Don't get worked up. There's a lot of space. It's a big area. Take your time. It always sucks seeing people faint. They don't have a kiss cam. Damn it. It's not a baseball game. If you want to check out our tour video, we managed to sit in some of the seats during the tour to see what the stage looks like from up in 220, block 220 I think it was. Roughly, we weren't entirely sure, but it was 220 to 217 roughly. Let me know in the comments what your plans are for Wembley Stadium. I really hope this video has been helpful for you guys. If you haven't already, please press subscribe and hit the bell notification button. It makes your life so much better. Actually, it's been scientifically proven to give you strong teeth and nails. Let us know what block you're sitting in, if you're excited and what day you're going on. And particularly if you're coming from outside of the UK to see the boys perform. Hopefully London's transport doesn't do you dirty. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and we'll see you around very soon. Bye! Ciao!